Hello, fourth graders. Today I'm going to be reading a social studies lesson with you, okay? And I hope you got the PDF of the pages that I'll be reading so you can follow along. I'm going to start. It starts with lesson 1. It's the state government, okay? And we're going to be starting a section about Oregon's government and learning about how that works and what different jobs people in the government have and how that helps us here in Bend as residents of Oregon. Okay, so what is government? Have you ever taken a trip to one of Oregon's beaches? You probably enjoyed the cool ocean and warm sandy beaches that were there for you. But who paved the roads that you used to get there? Who paid for the trash cans and who emptied them? Who kept the beach clean? To pay for the services that you have just read about, as well as many others, the state collects money from the people. This money is called taxes. Look at the circle graph on the next page. It shows how each dollar of taxes in Oregon is spent. Which service gets the most tax money? If you want to, you can quickly look at the next page and see the graph that they're talking about. How is the decision made about where to spend the money? The people of our state elect leaders to the state government. These men and women follow a process in order to make decisions and laws for the state. Let's read about how our state government works. The legislative branch. In 1989, when the campfire group from whom you read at the beginning of this lesson, if you want to go back and read about them, you can. The members had seen a television program about hazelnuts. They learned that Oregon produces 98% of all American hazelnuts. The program suggested that the hazelnut should be Oregon's state nut. This campfire group from the town of Clackamas thought that this was a fine idea and they decided to do something about it. You read part of the letter that they wrote to former Governor Neil Goldschmidt. After reading the letter, Goldschmidt invited the group to the state capitol building. In order to begin the process of making the hazelnut the state nut, the governor told the campfire group that they would first be working with Oregon's state legislature, the legislative branch of Oregon's government. A branch is a part of government. The members of the legislative branch meet and make laws. Oregon's state legislature has two parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate, much like our United States national government. Senator Joyce Cohen wrote a bill about making the hazelnut the state nut. A bill is a plan for a law. This bill was called Bill SCR 5. The governor asked the campfire group to present reasons for supporting Bill SCR 5 to two committees, one from the Senate and one from the House. Each member wrote about her reasons. Some of the reasons were, as the beaver was important to the settlement of the state, the hazelnut should be allowed to shine along with the Douglas fir in its importance to the economy of Oregon. The hazelnut was important to Indians and pioneers. It is in keeping with the spirit of the state. The girls went to Salem twice to meet with the two committees. At both meetings, each girl read what she had written. The committees liked the bill. However, the full Senate and House both had to pass the bill in order for it to be passed on to the governor. The committee members recommended Bill SCR 5 to the House and the Senate. The House and the Senate then voted in favor of the bill. The executive branch. But the campfire group wasn't finished yet. The bill had to be signed by the governor in order to become a law. The governor of Oregon is the head of a second part of the government, the executive branch. This branch makes sure that the state's laws are carried out. Our former governor was John Kitzhaber, and you guys did that all about Oregon not too long ago, and we've heard a lot in the news recently. Our governor right now is Kate Brown. After both houses of the state legislature have passed the bill, it goes to the governor. If the governor does not like the bill, he or she can veto it or refuse to sign it. If the governor signs the bill, it becomes a state law. If the governor vetoes the bill, it goes back to the legislature. If 2/3 of the House and Senate vote for the bill, it becomes a law. So it's kind of like a circle, right? It goes from the House and the Senate to the governor. If the governor vetoes it, it goes back to them. And then if they vote again with 2/3 of a vote in favor, then it can still become a law, even if the governor vetoes it. So the campfire group went to Salem again to discuss the bill with the governor. After taking it talking it over, he decided to sign, and the hazelnut became Oregon's state nut. The chart on page 247, which is the next page after the one we're reading on right now, reviews the steps of a bill goes through to become a law. The Judicial Branch. Bill SCR 5 had become a law, but the third branch of government, the Judicial Branch, still had the power to remove it. The Judicial Branch is the state's court system. The chart on this page illustrates the three branches of Oregon's state government. Oregon's Judicial Branch has many different judges and courts. These judges and courts decide the cases of people who are accused of breaking the laws. They also make sure that no laws in our state go against the Oregon's Constitution. Suppose that someone thought that law SCR 5 went against the Oregon Constitution. The Judicial Branch would then look at the law. If the judges thought it agreed with the Oregon Constitution, they would decide to keep the law. But if it did not agree, the law would be removed. Nobody has challenged SCR 5, and the law still stands. What our government needs. Not every bill that is suggested by citizens becomes a law, but in only a few years you will be old enough to take an active part in the government. When you are 18 years old, you will be able to vote. This means that you will help to choose the people who make our laws and those who will enforce them. So after reading this or following along with me, I want you to complete the rest of this Google form just to answer some questions to make sure you understand these new topics and vocabulary. All right, see you later.